What is happening, Jam fam? We are trying a recipe I've never made before. I was also able to put my own personal touch on these tasty vegan birria tacos. Stay tuned and let's make sure we have all of the ingredients we will need before we start. You know why I like cooking in this shirt? If anything gets on it, no one will ever notice. Alright, let's get it. So we got about 30 minutes prep time, an hour cook. Here are the sauce ingredients. Don't hurt yourself. Pause the video. Make sure you got everything. I kind of freestyle in this video. You'll see it's kind of what I do on this channel. In some cases I will go through and do the the recipe exactly how it's written. So instead of the oyster mushrooms, I actually went and did jackfruit. Just one can. I got at Trader Joe's. And then, just everything, either toppings or what you want on the inside of the taco. That was what that last clip was. And now I'm just kind of showing you how I break open these dried chilies. These are actually chipotle chilies. So I subbed out a lot of the chilies that this recipe wanted. You can either go with the recipe that was given at the beginning of the video, or you can follow what I'm doing if you can keep up. So this is, I would say, a little bit more for my advanced listeners, you feel me? So I'm just kind of showing, how I de-seed these chilies just to make them a lot less spicy, because these are some pretty spicy chilies. The red chili that you're looking at right there is a Mexican chili. These ones were a lot easier to split open and de-seed than the previous one, the chipotle. So as you see, just making sure that everything is out, because I don't know, for me, I could just feel the heat radiating. You could just imagine how hot they are. If you leave all these seeds in, it's only gonna make, unless you really like spice, it's gonna make eating this dish very unbearable. I can tell you that by the end of this dish, it was very good. Perfect amount of heat. It was great. And so these chilies right here are a pasilla chili. Pasilla chili. Remind me of like a prune, kind of. Like they have that kind of texture feel. But these were pretty easy to break open too. A lot of seeds. Just make sure you get all those out. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes. You know what I mean? Don't touch any of your outer extremities, or you know what I mean? Yeah, no eyes, nose, none of that. Don't go to the bathroom. So here we are, just rehydrating the peppers in some hot water. I just kind of boiled some water, killed the heat, put them in there, 30 minutes, and they're good to go. This heating up some onions for the sauce later on. It's just one onion quartered. Throw it in 350 for about 30, 45 minutes while the chipotles are kind of doing their thing too, same amount of time. And this is the jackfruit. So instead of the mushrooms, I did go with the jackfruit. I just didn't want to do the mushroom because sometimes when you wash them, they soak in a lot of water, and I didn't want the meat to be that watery. So I just broke up the jackfruit really finely, added some I don't use olive oil, I use grapeseed oil. The first one was actually apple cider vinegar, a little bit of sea salt. And then here's some onion flakes, but you can do garlic powder. I just had onion flakes at the time. Paprika. And then I'll use my fork to mix it up really nice, get everything incorporated. And pretty much once you're done with this dish is very simple, because once you finish one thing, you just put it to the side and let it be until the very end. So your chilies are back. They're rehydrated and ready to be blended. So I'm adding my garlic. So you could have added garlic with the onion, but I already had black garlic pretty much fermented, so it's all good to go. So 6 pieces of black garlic, 3 peppercorn, about what was that, 3 cups of vegetable broth, yeah, cumin seeds, oregano. Just kind of just kind of freestyling in this one. Like I said, like I'm a cook who likes to taste. Got some cinnamon right here. The previous one was some chili powder, so it has a bunch of different spices mixed in it. Let's see, more paprika. Just for me, I kind of, grapeseed oil. You kind of get the idea in your head of what it's gonna be like towards the end. So once the onions are done roasting in the oven, you just want to throw them into the the food processor also, process it. So once it's all processed, you want to put it back in another pan. Add more chicken. No, so the first one was maybe more, 1 cup of vegetable broth. Then you add the last 3 cups of vegetable broth right here for a total of 4 cups of vegetable broth in the sauce. Bring the sauce up to a boil. And while you're getting the sauce, letting the sauce cook, bring it up to a boil, down to a simmer, about 45 minutes to an hour. And right before that time is up, you want to throw the jackfruit into a hot pan. Kind of let it sit, flatten it out, let it sit, agitate it, let it sit some more. You want to try and get some color because the jackfruit, it's pretty tough to get color if you don't let it sit. So you want to add about a cup of your Birria sauce to the jackfruit or to your meat, whatever meat you choose. It can be honestly anything. It kind of has that pork feel and look to it. So with this, I just want to cook enough to where it reduces. So you'll see as time goes on, the sauce is becoming less and less, and it becomes more thick. And so right there's what you're looking for. Throw it in a bowl, put it to the side. Next, we get our tortillas, kind of dip them in the sauce. Make sure, you get them, pretty coated, and then throw it into a hot pan. So I did 3 per pan in this case. And so as I was making these, this is my first time. So I was making these, I was kind of learning as I went along. So you'll see me fill each tortilla with cheese. Use whatever vegan cheese you prefer, especially one that melts. The more it melts, the better. And so then you fill it with the meat. And once you fill it with the meat, I was letting it sit for a little bit. But you see how they're stacked. Sometimes when it's stacked like that, it won't be able to get the full heat from the pan. And so what I learned along the way was to fold it and allow one side to cook. And then you can flip it while it's folded, because the meat and the cheese will allow your taco to stay together. I kind of do it for a brief moment here, but still wasn't thinking about it. So I kind of removed them a little bit quicker. This one I'm letting both sides cook, but it's still, they get harder. They're still able to fold, thankfully. But, the first 2 definitely could have gone in a lot longer, I'd say. So it's a smooth process, but this is pretty much the finished product. They turned out very well, but this is what I mean. Just kind of let them cook, fold them, let them cook, let them do their own thing. Flip them if you have to, and both sides will get the perfect amount of crisp. Everything inside cooked evenly, beautifully. And then I'm just kind of going back and showing you how I begin the process. Got to make sure the pan's at least a little bit clean. So yeah, here's another 3. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just it's a quick, easy dish. It's fun. And I would definitely do it again. And now we're done. So after that, you could just kind of add your own little toppings. I did onions, avocado, had some limes on the side, a little bit more sauce underneath the onion. You can also do sour cream, cilantro, and then, a little lime, more wine,